Hello! It's been a while. So, as you know, this Sunday is Wrestlemania. Wrestlemania. I can't do the early 90s WrestleMania song anymore. Okay,
It's
so...
better, that's better left forgotten.
It was so delightfully tacky. In fact, it's better to remember than some of the WrestleManias, like 9 and 11.
Moving on.
Yes! Maybe we'll do that as a video someday. Worst WrestleManias ever.
We're gonna have to watch them, Cal.
Come on.
Anyway.
Everyone loves Diesel versus... Ooh. Just Diesel in general. Okay, yeah, before we get completely sidetracked by Diesel. So yeah, WrestleMania 28 is this Sunday. We are going to be buying it and watching it, and it's going to be awesome. Yeah. So we're just going to give our predictions about what we think is going to happen. So there are 8 matches on the card. I don't believe they're adding any. At least I don't think so. I heard some people say they might add a quick squash match for Brodus for the sake of entertainment, but, well, that'd be about 30 seconds. So, we have the whole card.
We have the card that matters.
We have the card that matters. We're going to run through it. Card looks really good this year, and I'm actually going into this WrestleMania with a lot of things I'm not sure about. I think a lot of these matches could go both ways.
Yeah, I agree. They brought in a lot of ways that they could fix and or screw things up. So,
let's start from the bottom of the card and work our way up. So we have the Divas match.
Yay, random celebrity in
which is Kelly and Maria Menounos. Not Maria Menudo, but we can't all have amazing 90s Latin boy bands in our lives. Versus Beth Phoenix and Eve. Well, first of all, I don't really care about this match.
There's nothing to care about. First off, the Divas match title is not on the line.
Yes.
Why not? 2, where's Karma? Where's Karma to make
Karma is still taking some time off regarding her her unfortunate incident earlier.
Yes, I guess that makes sense.
So
continuing back to the other part of it, then why isn't Eve taking on Beth Phoenix for the title, or Kelly, or God help me, the Bellas? Just something to do with the title. But no, we have Kelly and Maria Menounos, who have absolutely no reason to lose because they randomly put the celebrity into it, which means it's pretty much guaranteed that they have to win.
The only thing I could see them pulling differently would be if, like, I know Layla is close to like 100% now, so she'll probably be coming back soon. Only thing I could really see them doing that would be them doing something other than Beth and Maria winning would be if Kelly and Maria winning would be if Beth and Eve won and then they did like a beatdown on them afterwards, and then Layla ran in, just make the save, and then they set up Beth versus Layla. I don't know if they're gonna do that though.
Returns everywhere.
For some, I feel that the celebrity involvement is more of a likely to go over in this case. Because when was the last time they had a celebrity involved and they didn't win? Like last time they had a celebrity involved with an actual match.
I know Snooki won last year,
Snooki won last year. I can't really think of them ever like taking out the celebrity, except for when Pete Rose got Tombstone. That was awesome.
And we will likely never see anything like cool again.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Kelly, and Kelly and Maria Menounos because celebrity involvement at a WrestleMania equals victory about 99% of the time.
I'm going to take the crazy stance. I'm going to abstain due to apathy.
Ha ha! Don't care. Next up, we have Randy Orton versus Kane.
I'm going to restate last comment. This match is the dumbest thing I've heard of in a long time.
All I can say about this match, has there been any build to this?
I believe there was an RKO and a chokeslam.
There were like 2 RKOs and a chokeslam, and Randy Orton cutting a promo reaffirming that his name is in fact Randy Orton. Huh? Yeah, there's...
Snarfest.
This match only exists for one reason, which is they needed to get Randy Orton on the card, and this was probably going to be, this is probably going to be Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett, the final showdown, which I would have liked to have seen, because I love Wade Barrett, and I am okay with Randy Orton overall. I like him in-ring. I don't care much for most of him outside, but in ring he's solid. And there are many people I would rather not. I'd rather watch Randy Orton matches over a lot of other people. So. But yeah, this match has no real point. We needed to get Orton a match, so screw it, Kane.
I'm not gonna argue with it.
So and since I can't see them extending this feud, because there's really no feud in the first place, gotta go with Orton to win.
Yeah, I have to agree. Considering Kane can't win anything, I have yet to figure out any reason. He showed up to mess with Cena, only to give Cena something to do until WrestleMania. And now that that's done,
he's giving Orton something to do at WrestleMania.
Welcome to being the highest profile jobber in the business, Kane. I'm sorry.
Alright, so yeah. Orton, if Kane wins, will be the most random, I don't know what they were doing booking ever. Alright, so now we're actually getting on matches that are actually interesting. Yay! So first up, we got Team Teddy versus Team Johnny. With the winning team... the head of that team becomes the GM of both brands. Yes. And Team Johnny consists of the captain is David Otunga, and then you also have Mark Henry, The Miz, Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger. And I assume that means they also have Vicky in their corner.
Vicky is their mascot.
And I think they have one of the Bellas, because they've done this angle on Raw where the Bellas...
Yeah, the Bellas are torn on the thing, so...
So one of the Bellas is going to be with one of the Bellas is going to be with other. It's just there. And then you have Team Johnny, which is Captain Santino Marella, The Great Khali, Zack Ryder, R-Truth, Kofi Kingston, and Booker T. Or they call it the future new nation of domination.
And that was actually the one thing that was Team Teddy. You called it Team Johnny once again.
Did I still call it Team Johnny? Hey, if Johnny called himself Teddy on Raw, I can get by with it.
Anyway,
when Johnny Ace welcomes The Miz to Team Teddy, I mean Johnny, on Raw, then I can get away with calling Teddy Johnny.
So also on their team is Hornswoggle, their mascot.
And the other Bella. Whichever one. And Oksana. Who can forget Oksana? I did.
I still don't know who that is. So
Teddy Long's girlfriend.
I still don't know who that is.
She was on season 3 of NXT. With AJ. And Caitlyn. And Maxine. I think. Anyway!
I can only see this match going towards Team Johnny.
Yeah.
Himself. they've stacked Team Johnny so horribly with like just beef, and Team Teddy looks to be one more gimmick character after the next.
As much as I would love to see Team Teddy win, because it's just a classic faces versus heels team. Mm-hmm. And Teddy's is pretty much a lot of the really over mid-card baby faces, plus Booker T for nostalgia factor.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I think that the real meat of the storyline, because I don't think they're just going to have this match at WrestleMania and be done with this. I think they're going to go somewhere with this afterwards. So I believe that the best way to go forward with that would have Johnny win. And then if either, they want to have Teddy kind of come back and have this feud continue and have it like split down the middle more, they can do that. Or Teddy's been around a while. Maybe he honestly just wants to step down and kind of
take some
time off, and then this would be a great way to do it. So, and I don't see a reason to take John Laurinaitis away from us quite yet. He's too entertaining for me. I really like Johnny Ace. I know there are a lot of people who just find him really boring and obnoxious, but that's why I love him.
Because he's overly being boring and obnoxious for the purpose of being a character.
He is the ultimate really boring boss who thinks he's really entertaining and cool.
The guy from Office Space.
Yeah, he is the boss from Office Space incarnate.
It's perfect.
That is a perfect character for him. So yeah, I'm going Johnny on this, and I think we're both in agreement there.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Intercontinental title. Cody Rhodes defending against the Big Show.
I love this feud.
I like this feud, and I honestly am split on where they're going to go with this.
They have been alluding to Big Show's loss record at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes has been doing nothing but taunting Big Show with all of his failures at WrestleManias and all of his failures at all. Even then recently handcuffed him to the ring and beat him with boxing gloves.
Yeah.
I normally would love to say that they're going to have the very classic face goes over the heel, but I don't know if they want to give him the title.
That's the thing, is I'm sitting here and it looks very much like it's booked like, the heel has gotten the upper hand on the face the entire way, and then the heel comes out in the big match, or face comes out in the big match. But for some reason with this, I just get the feeling that that's not where they want to go. Or at least I feel very strongly that having Cody win is the right move, because you get him wins over Rey Mysterio and the Big Show at consecutive WrestleManias. He defends the Intercontinental title. He's held it for well over 200 days, and I feel like this sets him up where the sky is the limit for Cody Rhodes. Now, on the same hand, it could be one of those instances of where he loses the Intercontinental title and then gets put in the world title scene. However, I think the world title scene is going to be pretty set for a while yet, because I feel that no matter what the outcome is with Sheamus and Daniel Bryan, that feud will continue or grow. And then Orton will probably get involved with there at some point. And I feel like there's probably at least one more person, like a big name coming over from Raw to SmackDown, will probably get involved in there, whether it be a Del Rio or Miz or Jericho. So I feel like Cody winning is the right call. I feel like it's being set up for Big Show to win. But at the very least, I think Cody retaining is the right move. Maybe not even winning. I could see there being a DQ finish here, or a count out, which I know DQs and count outs and non-finishes at WrestleMania is kind of cheap.
But then you have plenty of time for whoever to beat the crap out of the other person for lengths amounts of time with a chair.
Yeah.
And that's the entertainment.
And then you can continue this feud, and you can have both of them not look like complete not have somebody look like they got just their ass handed to them.
As long as Big Show doesn't accidentally injure Cody Rhodes. He's been on a streak.
He's out for blood. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Cody Rhodes retaining the title, either through a victory or a non-finish.
I'm gonna have to agree. Cody looks insanely strong currently, and I think now would be a horrible time for him to lose the title.
Mm-hmm.
I also really want him to take the Intercontinental title's longest reign.
You want him to hold it, the 450 that Honky Tonk held it?
Well, I don't think Honky Tonk deserves that title anymore. I think it needs to go to Cody. He's earned it.
It's a long way away. I mean, let's see. He's at about 200 days, so at the very least,
it'd have to be until
probably at least close to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Probably like November or something. Could be done. Could be done. All I know is I think Cody should hold on to the title. All right. Now we're moving on to the top of the card. We have the 4 main events, I guess you could call them. They've been definitely built
as main events.
As well, 3 of them has been built as main events. One of them just kind of has been, hey, you won the Royal Rumble. All right. So Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. This match, as I said before with the Orton Kane, there has been really no build to this.
Well, Sheamus won the Royal Rumble. At Elimination Chamber, he showed who he was going after by beating the crap out of Daniel Bryan.
And then that's been about it.
And they've had a bunch of matches on Raw.
They've had like tag team matches, but very much, I mean, as much as I'm saying there's not a lot of build towards this, at the same time, that can also be seen as kind of a good thing. Because they haven't really been getting their hands on each other. Which is something that I feel gets lost in feuds sometimes, is that contact. I think if you're going into a big match at a big event like this, the less contact you have between between your 2 people going in the big match, it adds a lot, and it is really important. So, and the fact that they really haven't had much contact or anything is good. I think it's interesting that I guess the story here seems to be more built around Daniel Bryan and AJ as opposed to Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus.
Daniel Bryan and AJ's current relationship and possible abusiveness, and there's a big guy who's white with red hair who happens to want to kick the crap out of Daniel Bryan for the title.
Yeah, that's honestly...
That's a side time.
I'm actually okay with... I mean,
I like where they're going.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, they've built it up, but I mean, I guess you could say the way it's built with this focus on AJ and Daniel Bryan is they're not putting the focus on the match really, but I feel like this is not over no matter what happens here. I feel like
also I like how AJ is interfering for Daniel Bryan, despite all of the supposed crap that Daniel Bryan sends her way. So
this is one of those things of I feel like.
Yeah, this is.
Despite the fact that this is being a world title match at WrestleMania, this is more the beginning of this story.
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be at least 2 more pay-per-views with Daniel Bryan and Sheamus closely involved with each other. Orton might get involved at some point. So, I guess looking at all of that, who do you think is going to win this match? You have Sheamus on one hand, who has just been red hot. He's looked nigh unbeatable. I think he's lost like 2 matches since the year started. He's only been pinned once since winning the Royal Rumble. So, and then you have Daniel Bryan, who has been a very effective heel champion with the cowardly tactics and running and using his girlfriend to get upper hands. So really, they're both.
Yeah.
You have one who's like being the perfect cowardly heel, and another who is just the dominant monster face right now. And one of those has to give.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. My choice is Sheamus. I think right now, off of the Royal Rumble push, even though it's kind of cliche that the Royal Rumble winner gets the title, but it's also the push they've given with it. That the Irish temper gimmick that they've been coming up with, where he will just, get the crap kicked out of him and just start, raging back, a la Hogan.
Super Sheamus.
What you gonna do, fella?
What you gonna do, fella?
When the Irish temper goes wild on you.
When my lack of potatoes makes me angry.
And I think, I don't know, they might be I think the World Heavyweight Championship, they might be trying to figure out what they want to do with it yet. But maybe switching hands. I don't know really what they're going with it, but I just have a feeling they're going to go with Sheamus, hold on to it while they either do something with just more Daniel Bryan and AJ.
I am very, very torn on this.
Yeah.
Because, alright, here we go. Part of me really wants to say Sheamus because of how dominant he's looked and the fact that the track record for Royal Rumble winners has not been too good lately. If I recall correctly, the last person to win the Royal Rumble, to win the title at WrestleMania, was The Undertaker at WrestleMania 23.
That was a good 5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, because Del Rio lost last year, Edge lost at 26, Orton lost at 25, and Cena took his title shot at No Way Out and lost. So, you have a 4-year running losing streak for Royal Rumble winners. And I believe the winning percentage for people who win the Royal Rumble at WrestleMania for the title is hovering at around 50%. So
yeah, they stated it higher, but
if you build the Royal Rumble as, oh, the winner of the Royal Rumble has a 50% chance at winning the title at WrestleMania. Ooh. But at the same time, Daniel Bryan has been fantastic lately, and most of the great feuds in wrestling have been built around the face chasing the heel.
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely is there, been a story with a dominant face champion and then a heel challenger. Most of the time, it's the heel and then the face chasing after them. So I'm very torn on this. For the longest time, I went with Sheamus with a lock to win this. That has wavered a lot recently. But I still think I'm going to have to go with Sheamus in this. Because I feel like they put such a huge investment in him. And they want to keep the Royal Rumble meaningful. And while I think Daniel Bryan holding the belt would be better for him, given that he's a heel, and if he loses the belt, you never know what they could do, but I think they're high enough on Bryan where they'll be able to find stuff for him to do, even if he loses the belt here, and I think there's at least another good month or two mileage out of Bryan versus Sheamus. So I'm going to go with Sheamus at the end of the day.
Alright.
And that is not an easy match to pick. Fortunately, I think that the next three are a bit more clear-cut for me. Alright, so then we have the WWE Championship. Chris Jericho going up against the champion CM Punk.
This feud has gotten dynamite lately.
This
Jericho
got
is such a magnificent
dirty
bastard. This is a feud we've been waiting for a while. It gets personal. Jericho is pulling out all the stops to demoralize his opponent, to make his opponent lose his temper, lose his cool, therefore losing focus, causing an injury in an ally of Chris Jericho's and making him not fit for competition at WrestleMania. And this feud has gotten to be dynamite lately. This is going to be probably the best match on.
This is
technical match on the card.
In terms of a straight up wrestling match, this will be the best.
This one's going to be phenomenal. They're going to try and steal the show, and you know what? They're probably going to do it.
I think we'll get a good 18-20 minutes out of these two.
This is going to be just it's going to be brutal, very brutal, and I can't wait for it. Granted, the winner for me is I'm slightly probably a little more torn than you, but.
I'm relatively torn on this.
I could see them going either way with it.
I could see them going either way with this,
but
too.
The way I feel that they're going to go with this is Jericho winning it. Because that way at Extreme Rules, which is in Chicago, CM Punk can win it back, and therefore both of them are 1-1 against each other. I think that's the idea they're going with. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. This is where I feel they're going with it because I don't think they want either one of them to have the win and the other one not get one. Because either way, then one of them gets screwed over.
You know, I've been thinking about this one for a while. And with the way the feud's been going, how Punk has been losing his temper, just can't wait to get his hands on Jericho. I think that's going to come into effect here. Jericho is going to be just able to get inside his head. Mm-hmm. And I agree. I think Jericho is going to walk out the WWE champion. I didn't really think that until about 2 days ago. And then I sat there and thought about it, and it's like, you know, I think it's set up perfectly for Jericho to get the win. Punk can get the title back in front of his hometown in a probably pretty brutal match.
And it'll probably be a good redemption thing for him. And
I think that Jericho, he came back. He didn't win the Royal Rumble, which I thought he was going to.
Yeah.
He didn't win an Elimination Chamber, which I thought he was going to. I think Jericho came back, and there's a reason. I don't think he'd come back just... I'm not saying that he, like, Jericho understands the business, and he does what's right. And he wouldn't have come back unless he wanted to. But I feel like since he came back, he didn't come back just to do three straight jobs. So I think that Jericho getting the belt here and just getting, a little 4-week reign with it, Punk wins it back, and then you set up the rubber match at Over the Limit, which they've kind of built as the I Quit pay-per-view.
Which with both of them being submission action.
Which I think Jericho, Punk, I Quit. I understand this is looking way out in advance, but you gotta admit, that would be worth seeing.
That would be great.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Chris Jericho. Very recently came to this, but I'm going with Jericho. All right, now we're on to our two top matches on the card. So I guess our two we have 2-3 bona fide main events on the state review, which is fantastic. So we got Undertaker versus Triple H
with special guest referee
Shawn Michaels. Hell in a Cell. This match, it's with the stipulations on top of stipulations. I don't care. That is a loaded match.
Yes, this match is just...
That is, if you just sat around and said, what's the most crazy scenario you could ever think of that you would love to see? It's hard to top that.
It is, especially with Undertaker's need to win, H's sudden...
His need to show that he is better than Shawn.
Shawn being able to prove that he couldn't get it done, no one else could.
And Shawn having the power to control Shawn controlling, he can either save his own face and his pride by showing that, yes, Undertaker can't be beaten. Or he can have his best friend do what he couldn't. His best friend, who has said that he needs to prove that he is better than him. This is a main event.
Yeah, this is what WrestleMania matches are supposed to be.
This is what we've been missing for about... This is what we did not have anything on 27 like. Even though Undertaker Triple H was great as a match.
But it had no build.
The build was nowhere near as awesome
The build
as this.
for last year's was... That was the build. That was the entire first promo. No words, 2 taunts, staring at a sign. But you know what? Everyone was crazy about the match. Now we have a year of build. We have a bunch of people, talking trash. We've got people coming back. Shawn is back for this. Hell in a Cell just to make it so that way it's even more dramatic. And since both Taker and H are masters of this damn cell, because I think they're part of 90% of the matches between the two of them.
And, yeah. Also, one thing I got to get out before I forget. We said this was a year build. This is how you make a year build worth it. Leading ahead to what I have to say about something else after this.
Yes. And this is going to just be a great match. Probably not going to be the greatest, athletically, because Taker's getting up there, but it's just going to be the match to watch because they're worked really well together.
Triple H and Undertaker are two masters when it comes to putting together a match. Even if they're incredibly limited on what they can do, which I think they're actually going to be able to do a lot more than some people are probably thinking they can do. Because Undertaker, he only does like 1 match a year, but in that 1 match a year, he gives 100% of what he can give. He knows that WrestleMania, you need to pull out the big spots. That's why he always does that over-the-top rope flip.
And that man's getting far too old for it. Getting put through the announce table with a spine buster, that was glorious last year.
Undertaker knows that at WrestleMania, you put your body on the line.
And last year, they made everyone think that Taker was done. He couldn't sit up, he couldn't stand, he couldn't walk out on his own power. It's glorious works.
I believe that this... I know a lot of people are thinking this might be Taker's last match. I don't think it is. I think he's got 1 or 2 more after this.
Yeah, I think him as a annual...
As a special attraction...
Just for WrestleMania.
Just for WrestleMania. That's totally fine. I mean, there are a lot of guys who can just be special attractions at this point. Like Taker, Triple H...
all of them...
All those legends. If you get, if they want to wrestle 1-2 matches a year... Yeah, do it.
Let them, yeah.
I'd still pay to see Undertaker wrestle. I'd still pay to see Triple H wrestle. I'd still pay to see Rock wrestle. Austin if he does another match, which I believe Austin will do 1 more match.
He has 1 match he has stated he wants to do.
He has 1 match he wants to do. Foley says he has 1 or 2 more matches left in him. I'd pay to just watch those guys do anything. Which is exactly what WWE is banking on. But that's beside the point. We know that we're suckers for the Attitude Era.
It's okay. I still love them.
We still love every one of them.
But I still have to go with Taker.
I gotta go with Taker on this too.
I don't think they want to break the streak yet. I don't think they want to end the era.
I feel like this is definitely... Since I'm so confident Taker has more WrestleMania matches in him, it doesn't make sense for it to end. I feel like there's at least 2 more WrestleMania matches that you can do with Taker that are guaranteed sells. Yeah. I feel like you can still do... I feel like you still need to do Taker Cena.
Yeah,
you need to do that match just to prove.
Yeah.
And I feel like since I believe he's open to coming back and doing one of those kind of we talked about before, these Legends guys, I believe that you can do Taker Lesnar. I believe that Brock would be up for doing a match with Taker at WrestleMania.
He owes him a laydown.
Hey, Brock does owe Taker a laydown.
You better remember that.
Taker even called him out on that he owes him a laydown.
At an MMA event, which is entertaining. And Brock also, in an interview, stated that someone's got an undefeated streak that he needs to put an end to. That could have been Cena, but I'm guaranteeing he was talking about Undertaker, and that is glorious.
This is my guarantee. You will see Brock Lesnar in a WWE ring at some time within the next 2 years. If WrestleMania 30 happens and Brock Lesnar has not stepped inside a ring, I will eat my words in some way. Mm-hmm. But he will. At the very least, I believe you got 2 more Taker matches that need to be done. I believe you got to do Taker Brock and you got to do Taker Cena. As for where Triple H goes after this, I know there's a big rumor going around that a lot of people are saying that Taker versus HBK Triple H versus HBK.
And this is a great springboard for that.
This is a great springboard for that if they decide to do it. I'm not saying they will. I'm not saying they should. I don't mind if they do. There are some people who are like you can't do that. That'd be Michaels going against his word that he was retired.
I'm pretty sure Taker would want him to do it if he screwed Taker over or screwed H over.
I'm pretty sure that Michaels. Here's the difference between Michaels and a lot of people think, like when people say like Michaels been going against his word that he's retired, like Flair and Hogan. Michaels is not Flair and Hogan. First of all, Michaels isn't Flair because A, Michaels can still go. Flair and Hogan both were retired at least 10 years ago. Michaels retired in the prime of his career. Well, not prime, but he still had years he could wrestle. He walked away knowing that he still had stuff in the tank. Watch WrestleMania 26's main event and say this is a man who could not go anymore.
Yeah, definitely not. In fact, I believe his last words upon exiting were, "I'm going to drive my kids nuts in the first 3 weeks."
Yeah.
Like, he knew he was just taking some time off for his family. It's awesome. He still works with the company, he's just not a wrestler anymore.
And also, the other thing is, with that, Michaels coming back to wrestle one match is not him
breaking his word.
Disrespecting the send-off they gave him. It's not like Flair, who went to TNA and is blading every other week.
Or Hogan, who's going to TNA and trying to run into the ground a la WCW. Oops, did I say that a lot?
Everyone knows it. So, yeah.
Greatest agent in the company.
So, if Michaels wrestles one more match, I don't feel like, especially against Triple H.
Yeah, I see this.
I don't see how that is in any way disrespecting his send-off or retirement.
Especially if it's Triple H.
Especially if it's Triple H, where two people who their histories and legacies are so closely entwined.
Yeah.
More so than I'd say any other two wrestlers I can think of. If you think of Triple H, you think of Shawn Michaels right there with him.
Definitely.
Either as partners or as enemies. So yeah. So I'm going with Undertaker.
Taker with possible Sweet Chin Music shenanigans.
Possible Sweet Chin Music shenanigans, or Michaels not making counts, or
Michaels being on the other side, filing his nasty.
Definitely some. I think we might see blood. For the sole purpose of it's Taker and H. Who's gonna tell them they can't do something?
Also, who do you think's gonna pay for the fine for the over-the-head chair shot? All three of them. And guess what? We're gonna see another one. Because they don't care. They never have. They never will.
They know that they want to go out and they want to give everyone what they can give. They make
more money in the match than the thigh will even put a dent into. It doesn't matter. They just have to do it for woo. But it's not like if they do it, like if any of the little people do it, they're fired because that's dangerous. If you do it to any of those two, it's like crap. You're marrying my daughter and you're Taker.
Just give us 10 grand and we'll just call it even.
So yeah, they just take it out of my salary. Shut up. All right,
take it out of my corporate Amex.
All right, next up,
Brock versus Cena.
Rock Cena!
I don't know how much there is to say about this match.
If you don't know about it and you're watching this video, who are you?
If you don't know about this and you have, like, a TV, I don't watch much TV outside of wrestling, but seeing as YouTube's main page today was taken over with WWE promoting Rock versus Cena, you probably know that this match is happening.
And I have to say this feud has been very wishy-washy for the first half of the year that they were trying to promote it. And it's come up pretty good in this last month or two.
This last month has saved it.
Yes.
If the last month wasn't as good as it has been, this would have been a complete wash. And I still stand by my belief that they should not have declared this the day after WrestleMania 27. Rock should have made the challenge. Cena should have turned him down. And then you should have had Rock trying to get under Cena's skin all the way up until like the Royal Rumble, where Rock makes a surprise appearance, costs Cena the Rumble or something, and then you have this match.
Yeah, but Rock's making too many movies. But I think the Survivor Series match,
it got the job done for what they were trying to do.
Also, this is another match where these two have not actually been in a ring against each other for a match. They have hit each other with finishers and screwed each other over on with other things, but they've never actually faced each other. And that's why I think this is going to be a great...
And even the past month, since Rock's been there every week, they haven't touched.
Yeah, they've done rap, they've done music battles, the rap battle versus the Rock concert, which people are torn on who won that
I go with Cena.
I gotta go with Rock, because he pulled out Cena's mom in that one. That's fucking funny.
That was the best part. Actually, the best line was my favorite part. The part where I was like, Rock won, was when he did the Cena was making out with Eve Torres. I guess he didn't tell her you had a wife.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
However, then Rock lost it when he failed to do a karaoke of "We Will Rock You" with the lyrics on the Titantron. So then I went back to Cena won after that.
I'll give you, but you know what? That was it.
It's been a fun ride. If anything, there are a lot of people who are getting all up in who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. I have an opinion of who's gonna win, but if anything, I'm gonna just watch this match for the sake of enjoying it, because it's The Rock versus John Cena.
This is gonna be
This is something that people have been clamoring for years.
Years. I saw something about this a long time ago. This was like 5 years ago. I was at a random Walmart and I saw this on a page of one of the magazines. I was like,
dream matches.
Yeah, it's like dream match. Will this ever happen? And people saying probably not because Rock's gone. Here we are.
And this is like one of the few dream matches that we actually could conceivably get.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some matches that, if we ever could, if we had the amazing power to pit someone in their time against someone in their prime against someone in their prime, we obviously we would do it, because I mean there are plenty of dream matches you will see, like Cena Hogan, if we manage to somehow use mystical powers to bring back Hogan a la 1989.
2003 CM Punk versus 2003
Sean O'Haire,
just for the gimmicks.
Plug. So yeah.
Anyway, but
let's just wrap this up pretty quickly.
My assumptions: Rock wins clean. Cena turns dirty. Like, gets just pissed that he lost, whatever. Possible. Or 2, Cena wins dirty. Because I think Cena winning clean in Miami is not a good idea.
It's not a good idea, I'll give you that.
So...
Question. Okay, here's my question. My one thing I'm wondering. This is the $1 million question. Is this a one-off, or will there be a rematch? Or a best of 3? Could you do it here, and then do a rematch next year? Or could you do a SummerSlam, do a best of 3, WrestleMania 28, SummerSlam, WrestleMania 29?
I can see this continuing. I also see that I don't think Rock would have come back for just anything. But once again, like Jericho, he needed the right reason. And I think this is the perfect way to try and transform Cena's character.
Yes.
Possibly. And there's nothing else that can do it. There's nobody else in the company that can give him that kind of a challenge.
If there is any time to do anything with Cena, it is Sunday. This is the time where if you ever wanted to do anything, turn him heel, change his character slightly, do anything to shake up John Cena, it is Sunday.
Yeah.
You will never have an opportunity as good as that.
Unless Taker does something dirty, but that's Taker. So that's my statement, and I'm gonna go with definitive for my main answer. I'm gonna go with Rock wins clean, and Cena then turns dirty to win the other two if they do a best of 3. So that's the problem. This one's just so involved emotionally.
That's the thing. My answer versus if they do a best of 3. Or even if they do 2 matches, is not the same as if they do 1 match.
Yeah.
If they do 1 match, Cena wins. That, to me, if it's a one-off, John Cena wins. There is no doubt in my mind about that. This is the part where I need to decide if I want to assume that there will be a rematch. And this is really hard for me to do. I'm going to take the assumption this is a one-off, and I'm going to go with John Cena. That unfortunately, I don't know if I can assume a rematch right now. As much sense as it would make, and as likely as I believe they'll do it, I don't want to make that assumption right now.
That's legit.
So I'll go with John Cena.
I just hope that man's insured, because I don't know if he's going to get out of that damn thing alive in Miami. See, that's my big issue.
If they can drop Sting out of, like, a helicopter, can they ascend Cena into one after the match is over? Like, ascend!
I think it's the only way he's going to be able to get out of that arena alive.
I'll put it this way. No matter what happens in that match, it's going to be an entertaining match, and there is going to be implications.
Yes.
There are going to be implications out the ass.
And the consequences will never be the same.
We'll backtrace it. Alright, well, we have talked for almost 48 minutes, so we are going to end this. And may God have mercy on the soul of people who watch this in one sitting. Alright, we will see you later. Bye!